There has been a lot of talk about the LF Goku and Frieza amongst the community at the moment, and the outcome is they are absolutely mid. Not only has the community come to that conclusion, but apparently so has Toshi and the developers. So what they've released is, in-game they've released a Legends Team newsletter and posted on their social medias all about the buffs that they're planning to bring to the LF Goku and Frieza. And I've got to say, with these buffs, this character is most likely going to be absolutely snap. So that's what we're going to be going through in this video. Alongside that, they've also announced some other free stuff, including characters and CC as well. So make sure not to go anywhere, hit that like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Starting with the huge news of the Goku and Frieza then, I am over on the social media pages, but like I mentioned, it is also in-game if you do want to read it for yourself as well. So starting off then, regarding the Goku and Final Form Frieza's abilities, a number of adjustments to the abilities of the recently released Legends Limited Goku and Final Form Frieza are planned to be implemented in the near future. It doesn't give a date, but I'm assuming it's probably reset next week, possibly. We'll see. This character was given a powerful new Rising Rush counter, befitting its role as one of the featured characters of the 5th year anniversary celebration. However, upon observing its performance in a variety of battles after release, the following issues have become apparent. So they have seen these issues and possibly seen what has been said in the community as well. The Rising Rush counter is difficult to activate under certain circumstances. Due to a lack of survivability, the character is often defeated early on in battles, so defensive wise basically. This character lacks in combo capabilities when Goku is the active character, which you've probably seen that if you've got the character yourself or seen our showcase videos. We knew that addressing these issues would involve taking considerable measures, so they were thoroughly discussed internally. In the end, it was decided that changes must be made in order to bring greater satisfaction to all the players who joined the anniversary celebration and acquired this character. Therefore, the decision has been made to take exceptional action in this singular instance to directly buff this character instead of using things like a unique equipment or other means to strengthen it. So they did this very early on in the game, and then they did stop it, and then we noticed that they were buffing characters from unique equipments and things like that, but now they are directly buffing the character. So as long as you pull the character, you will benefit out of these buffs. So let's get into them then, because they do specifically say all the buffs they're planning to implement. So let's go on to the next tab and talk about the Goku specifically to start off with. So when you are switched into the Goku, or when you start the fight basically. So on special arts activation, so that is the green card, addition, randomly draws one new card, activates twice, which is a massive buff to him, because even though he does have extra arts card draw speed, not having a card, you can't really benefit out of it. But they are also increasing that arts card draw speed one level from 5 to 10 timer counts, which once again is very big, a huge buff. When tag switching to Frieza, they will also restore their own vanishing gauge by 70%. Once again, a huge buff there. When the battle starts, or when this character enters the battlefield via tag switch, -10 to special move arts cost cannot be cancelled, and that is an addition. When this character enters the battlefield, so they have a change of reduces damage received by 10% for 15 timer counts, and cannot be cancelled and activates once this time. We've got an addition of reduces enemy ki by 25, and also randomly destroys one enemy card. According to the number of times this character has tag switched to Goku specifically, change one first time you get plus 20%, and that is now up to 30% damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled. And an additional change we got second time onward, it's gone from plus 40% to plus 50% to damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled. So that is still a pretty big buff for Goku specifically, but we have a lot more to go through as well. They've also given adjustments to Frieza. When tag switching to Goku, the addition that you've got is draw a strike arts card next, which is nice. And we've also got a change of restores own health by 20%, and ki goes from 25 up to 40, which is crazy. When this character enters the battlefield via tag switch, there's -3 to strike and blast arts cost, cannot be cancelled, and that is an addition. And when this character enters the battlefield, you get an additional restores own ki by 25, and an additional plus 20% of damage inflicted by allied universe rep for 20 timer counts. So now they are buffing the whole team as well if they're on a universe rep team. We got an addition, reduces enemy ki by 25, and also an addition of randomly destroys one enemy card. So already these buffs are looking pretty substantial, but let's keep going because we do have a lot to talk about here. We got adjustments to both characters, whether you're Goku or Frieza. When the enemy activates Rise and Rush whilst this character is on standby, we got an addition of shortens own sub count by 7, not the full 10 like the Super Saiyan 4s and things like that, but that is still very nice to make it easier to get that counter off. An additional cancels enemy buff effects as well, so that's like Gogeta's endurance abilities and things like that, and that is whilst they're on standby, so that is very strong. When the Rise and Rush counter activates, is comboable with a special move art. So you can basically use a blue card straight away as well with that, instead of going to neutral. So you can get some damage off alongside it as well. Once again, a crazy addition. Every time the enemy uses special move, ultimate, or awaken arts card whilst this character's on the battlefield, you get an additional nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 5 timer counts, activates 3 times. An additional cancels own attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions, and that is just as is. There's no time limit or anything like that. And you also get an additional shortens allies sub counts by 5, which is crazy, absolutely crazy. If there is a defeated battle member whilst this character enters the battlefield, it also shortens allies sub counts from 2 to 3, which is a bit of a change for the character. So all those additional and the change is there's so much sub count manipulation in that as well, and the fact that if you get the Rise and Rush combo off or cancel, which they're making it easy to do, then you can also combo it with a blue card, which is crazy, absolutely crazy. And there is a little bit more as well. So regarding future Legends Limited characters, whilst we're still in early stages of discussion, some means of adding unique value to Legends Limited characters similar to Ultra abilities for Ultra characters is currently being considered. Rest assured that any additions will be made to existing Legends Limited characters as well. More information will be announced when available. The management team is working hard to bring even more fun and excitement to all our players, and of course we hope you continue to enjoy Dragon Ball Legends management team. So as far as the changes for the Goku and Frieza go, I mean, like I said, it looks like they're going to make them absolutely broken. They've seen that what the community's been talking about with them, that they're a little bit mid, to be fair, which I have seen in some of my videos and all that sort of stuff as well, but I'm excited to use them once they get these changes. So once again, as long as you have the character, you will benefit out of this. So let me know down below your thoughts on the changes to the Goku and Frieza. Are they going to make them snapped, or do you think they'll still be mid? I mean, I think they'll be snapped, to be completely honest. And on top of that, like I said, they're also thinking about a change to the Legends Limited characters so they'll have abilities similar to the Ultra abilities. Personally, for me, I would say please don't, because even with the Ultras, it's annoying there. I think the Ultras should just have the abilities regardless, because it depends on the team or being in the leader slot, which means it makes it harder to have an all-Ultra team because they won't get all their full abilities. But we'll see what they do. Maybe they'll change the Ultra abilities as they do it and just give them abilities. We'll see what happens there. Once again, let me know your thoughts on that down below. But we do have a little more as well to talk about alongside this as well, because Dragon Ball Legends 5th year anniversary keeps hitting record numbers of users during the 5th year anniversary. To show our thanks, we're giving everyone 1000 CCs as a gift. So that is completely free and it should be in your gift box if you haven't picked it up already. I've already picked mine up this morning. We hope that you keep playing and enjoying the 5th year anniversary. So free CC, 1000 at that. That is I'd like to say it's generous, but generous in comparison to the other CC that they give. 1000 is a full multi, so if you do use that to summon, let me know what you pull down below. And let's move into the free-to-play characters that they've released. You've probably already seen them, but we'll go over them anyway. Okay, so I popped over in-game because I thought it'd be a bit easier over here. So yes, we have got 2 new event-exclusive characters, which you've probably seen already, but we'll go over it anyway, why not? We've got a brand new Final Form Cooler, which is free-to-play, and we got a free-to-play Android 13 as well. So both movies, which might be a suggestion for the next lot of characters that are coming. But let's start off with the Cooler. So here he is, and I've got to say his art is looking pretty good, to be honest. And actually, as a character, he's looking pretty good as well. So he is a range type, and he is green as well, which it's not the worst for like Lineage of Evil, I guess, which is probably where most people want to run him, but obviously he fits into movies as well. I've only got him 3 stars at the moment because you can only grind him out through his event and missions, unlike the other free-to-play units where you could do it through co-op. Maybe they'll do that in the future, we will see, maybe at reset. So let's have a little look at what this guy does then as well. Like I said, he does fit into Transforming Warrior, Lineage of Evil, Powerful Opponent, Event Exclusive, and Sagas from the movies. He's got a Strike card, which is just normal with Blast Armor. We got Blast, which are just normal. We got the blue card, which deals major explode damage, plus 30% of special move damage inflicted for 3 timer counts upon activation. An additional plus 20% of special move damage inflicted for 3 timer counts if an episode saga from the movies, event exclusive, or LOE other than this character is a battle member, and cannot be nullified by most other special moves, which is quite nice. We got a green card that draws a Blast Arts card next, restores own key by 25, minus 10 to own Blast Arts cost for 10 timer counts, cannot be stacked. We got increases own arts card draw speed by 1 level for 10 timer counts, and also shortens allies sub counts by 3, which is very nice as well. Looking at his abilities then, the main ability is draws a special move arts card next. He restores his own health by 30% and ki by 50, then plus 30% of damage inflicted for 30 timer counts, applies the attribute upgrade, minus 30% to enemy sustained damage cut effects to self for 30 timer counts. Is the ability, if we look at it, I tell you what, we'll have a little look at it in maximum stats here. So it does boost sagas from the movies, event exclusive, or LOE as well. So LOE getting some buffs in this celebration, which is nice. The unique abilities applies the following effects to self when the battle starts: extra damage inflicted, reduced damage received, minus 5 to blast arts costs as well. Also applies the following effects to self per sagas from the movies, event exclusive, or Lineage of Evil battle members other than this character in the party. Gets extra damage inflicted and extra key recovery as well, which is quite nice. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield: restores own key by 40, plus 20% of damage inflicted for 15 timer counts, plus 10% of damage inflicted by allies for 15 timer counts, and also randomly destroys 1 enemy card. He also gets the following effects upon landing a blast card, which is restores own health by 3%, so you can heal as well off it. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 10 to all arts costs for 5 timer counts. Pretty good, to be honest. Looks like quite a disruption, and he's got quite a lot of damage inflicted so far. So the following effects occur every time when faced with an enemy, depending on the battle style, which is a newish sort. Actually, I think this is the first character that does this, to be honest. So if they're melee type, inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade minus 15% to strike and special move arts power for 5 timer counts. If they're range type, inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade minus 15% to blast and special move arts for 5 timer counts. Support type, inflicts all enemies with minus 30% to health restoration. If they're a defense type, inflicts all enemies with plus 30% of damage received. So it kind of goes against all of their typings against the enemy then. It is 15 timer counts for the support or defense, but then only 5 timer counts for melee and ranged. But once again, it's every time he's faced with an enemy, so you can mix that up as you fight. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield if an enemy is a tag Saiyan. Draws a special arts card next, activates twice. He gets extra damage inflicted for 20 timer counts, and he also gives extra damage inflicted to allies, which is very nice, and minus 10% to enemies sustained damage cut effects for 20 timer counts. This guy's looking pretty good, to be fair, as a free-to-play unit. Applies the following effects to self every time another battle member is hit with an enemy strike or blast arts cards, plus 10% to damage inflicted up to 50, and he also shortens sub counts by 1, activates 10 times. The following effects occur when this character is switched to standby. He restores his own health by 10% and restores ally ki by 20. So overall, he's looking pretty good as a unit as well, especially free to play. They're doing quite well in this celebration for free to play units, and I do like their new art. So next, let's have a little look at the Android 13. So here is the Android 13 following that free-to-play unit art, and he is a melee type and blue. Looking at his details then, the arts, the strike card is just a normal one. We've got blast, which is just normal once again. We've got the blue card, which deals massive impact damage. The following effects occur on hit. He shortens ally sub count by 3 and inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade minus 50% to ki recovery for 15 timer counts. His green card draws a special move arts card next, activates twice, restores own ki by 50, plus 50% to the next special move damage inflicted, so you want to use this before using a blue basically, and inflicts enemies with attribute downgrade plus 30% to damage received for 10 timer counts. So this alongside the blue can possibly do a little bit of damage, to be fair. We'll have a little look at the max stats as well for the Z abilities and things. So we've got his main ability, draws a strike arts card next, restores own ki by 50, extra damage inflicted, increases his arts card draw speed by 2 levels for 30 timer counts, and also cancels an enemy's attribute upgrades and buff effects as well. We got the Z ability, which boosts Saga from the movies, event exclusive, or Android. So another buff there for androids as well, quite nice. The unique abilities then, he gets extra damage inflicted, extra strike damage inflicted on top of that as well, reduces damage received, and then he gets extra ki recovery as well. And he also applies the following effects to self per Saga from the movie, event exclusive, or android battle members other than his character in the party. He gets extra damage inflicted and extra ki recovery. The following effects occur every time this character enters the battlefield, so he gets plus 30% to damage inflicted 15 time counts, and shortens allies sub counts by 1, which can be handy, I guess. It's not the craziest, but it can be handy. The following effects occur when this character is defeated, so he has buff effects, death buffs as well. Reduces enemy ki by 50, reduces enemy Dragon Balls by 1, inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 20% to damage received. So a little bit of a support aspect there. The following effects occur every time when faced with an enemy if health is 50% or above. Don't know why they put that health side to it, but oh well, it is what it is. Restores own ki by 30, extra damage inflicted, and extra ki recovery as well. And the following effects occur when this character is switched to standby. So he restores allied Saga from the movie, event exclusive, or android's health by 10%. And activates 4 times, so that can be for your whole team basically, or possibly. Restores ally ki by 30, extra damage inflicted for all allies. He also inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus minus 15% to strike and blast arts power for 10 timer counts. Inflicts the enemy with attribute downgrade minus 30% to special move, ultimate, or awaken arts power for 10 timer counts. And he also inflicts the enemy with attribute downgrade plus 10 to arts cost for 5 timer counts as well. And that's pretty much it for him. A lot less than the cooler. To be honest, reading their abilities, out of the two of them, I'm probably going to say Cooler's looking like he'll be the best. But we'll see when we can get them to 14 stars. I'll make sure to do a showcase, so hit that notification bell. Let me know down in the comments which free-to-play unit do you prefer the most so far. And just to point out as well, I know I've already said it, but at the moment, or at the time of filming this on the 8th of June, the only way that you can get the Z power is through the daily stage here and completing all the stages and missions in each of the actual stages. In comparison to, for example, the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta and the Ultimate Gohan, where you could grind it out from co-op, We can't do that as of yet, just to show you. If you go into co-op, and then we'll just go into the top one here in the rewards, because it's still the Vegeta and the Gohan, but maybe on reset they'll update that. We do have, what, 5 days left of it, so I'm imagining when they update that, that's when you can start getting the multi-Z power for them as well. So we'll see anyway, but let me know down below your thoughts on pretty much everything we've discussed in this video. Like, quite a lot to talk about, and we've got other events and things like that just alongside the 5th year anniversary. But like I said, I'm more importantly interested to see your thoughts on the buffs for the LF, Goku and Frieza. Let me know down below, and if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you later. Ciao.